Hey everyone, I'm Liz Fairy, and today I'm going to show you how I made these cute crochet dragon dolls. In part 1, we made the head. Now let's continue where we left off. Next, I'll make the doll's body. Using my red yarn, I'll start with a slip knot and chain 12. Then I'll join the chain into a ring with a slip stitch. Now into the ring I'm going to single crochet 4 using red, change colors to yellow, single crochet 4 using yellow, change colors to red, and single crochet 4 using red. Next, I'll single crochet for 2 more rows to elongate the neck. In row 1 of single crochet, I'll single crochet 4 using red, then change colors to yellow. Single crochet 4 using yellow, and change colors back to red, single crochet 4 using red. In row 2 of single crochet, I'll single crochet 4 using red, change colors to yellow, single crochet 5 using yellow, change colors back to red, and single crochet 3 using red. Now in the next row, I'm going to increase at the front to make the body get bigger. First, I'll single crochet 4, then I'll increase 6 times, starting with a red single crochet and a yellow single crochet, both worked into the same stitch. So I'll single crochet 1 red in the next stitch, change colors to yellow, then single crochet 1 using yellow in the same stitch. Then I'll increase the next 3 stitches just using my yellow yarn. Then I'll increase the next stitch, this time with 1 yellow single crochet and 1 red single crochet worked into the same stitch. And then I'll increase 1 more using red. Then I'll single crochet in the last 2 stitches to end the row. And now I'll just single crochet for 2 rows to elongate the body a bit more. In both of these rows, I'll single crochet 5 using red, single crochet 8 using yellow, and single crochet 5 using red. Okay, now I'll repeat that for another row. So I've finished 2 rows of single crochet. In the next row, I'm going to increase 6 times at the front again to widen the body a bit more. First, I'll single crochet 3, then increase the next stitch. Next, I'm going to single crochet 1, then increase 1 5 times so that I have a total of 6 increases. That way my increases are more spaced out along the front. So I'll single crochet 1 and then increase 1 using a red single crochet and a yellow single crochet in the same stitch. Then I'll single crochet 1 and increase 1 using yellow 3 times. And then single crochet 1 more using yellow, and change colors to red. Increase 1, and then I'll single crochet in the last 4 stitches. Now I'm going to single crochet for 6 more rows to lengthen the body the rest of the way. So in the first row of single crochet, I'm going to single crochet 7 using red, change colors to yellow, single crochet 11 using yellow, change colors to red, and single crochet 6 using red. I'll do the same in the second row of single crochet. I'll single crochet 7 using red, single crochet 11 using yellow, and single crochet 6 using red. In the third row of single crochet, I'm going to single crochet 8 using red, single crochet 10 using yellow, then single crochet 6 using red. In the fourth row of single crochet, I'll single crochet 9 using red, single crochet 9 using yellow, and single crochet 6 using red. In the fifth row of single crochet, I'll single crochet 10 using red, single crochet 7 using yellow, and single crochet 7 using red. In the 6th row of single crochet, I'm going to single crochet 12 using red, single crochet 4 using yellow, and then single crochet 8 using red. To end the work, I'll decrease 6 times per row for 3 rows. In the first row of decrease, I'll decrease every 3rd stitch of the row. So single crochet into the first 2 stitches, then insert the hook into the front loop of the next 2 stitches, pull up a loop through both, and then single crochet to decrease. I'll repeat that 2 more times using red before changing colors to yellow. Then I'll single crochet 2, and decrease 1 using yellow, then I'll change colors to red. Then single crochet 2 and decrease 1 2 more times using red. At the end of the row, I'll change colors back to yellow. In the 2nd row of decrease, I'm going to decrease every 2nd stitch. So single crochet into the 1st stitch, then decrease the next 2 stitches together using yellow before changing colors to red. Next, single crochet 1 and decrease 1 using red 2 times, and change colors to yellow. Using yellow, I'll single crochet 1, decrease 1, and single crochet 1 before I change colors back to red. And then using red, I'll decrease 1, single crochet 1, and decrease 1 more in the last 2 stitches of the row. And change colors to yellow. In the last row of decrease, I'll decrease every single stitch using just my yellow yarn. Then at the end of the row, I'll slip stitch to the first stitch of the row to fasten the yarn. I'll cut off a long tail to sew the hole at the bottom closed, and to sew the top of the yellow part of the neck to the bottom of the yellow part of the head. Next, I'm going to create the legs. These are all made the same way, so I'll need to make 4 of these. I'm going to start with another double magic circle, so I'll pull up a loop, chain 1 for the first stitch, and then single crochet 5 more times into my circle, and then I'll close my circle. Next, I'll single crochet for 5 more rows. Alright, I'm going to do one more row. In this final row, I'm going to fold the leg in half, and I'll work the next row through both sides at the same time. So I'll work the first stitch of the next row into the first and 6th stitch of the previous row at the same time. Then the second stitch of the next row I'll work into the 2nd and 5th stitch of the previous row at the same time. And the last stitch I'll work into the 3rd and 4th stitch of the previous row at the same time. So I'll insert my hook into the first and last stitch of the previous row, pull up a loop through both stitches, and single crochet. Then insert the hook into the 2nd and 5th stitches, and single crochet. Then for the last stitch, insert the hook into the 3rd and 4th stitch, and single crochet. Then chain 1 to end the work and cut off a long tail to sew the leg to the body. Now I just need to make 3 more of these. Alright, I've finished making the head, the body, and 4 legs. Next, I need to pin all these pieces together and sew them all together using the tails. Now that I've finished sewing all the parts of the body together, I just need to add the finishing touches like the horns, the eyes, the wings, and the tail. For the horns and the wings, I've made a couple of separate videos so that this one doesn't get too much longer. You can find a link to those tutorials in the description below. Now that I've added the wings, I'll make the tail next. I'll start by making the bottom part of the tail using just my yellow yarn. I'm starting with the doll facing away from me upside down. I'll make sure to work my stitches at the back of the body, where the line between the 2 colors meet, just about at the middle but slightly to the right, around the top of the stitch and not the post. So I'll pull up a loop using my yellow yarn around the top of the stitch. Then I'll chain 6 to create the foundation chain, and then chain 2 more to count as the first double crochet stitch. Next, I'll double crochet 1 more into the 3rd chain from the hook, then I'll create a picot, chain 3, and slip stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook. Then I'll double crochet 1 more into the same stitch of the foundation chain as before. Next I'll chain 2, and slip stitch into the same chain of the foundation chain, and that's going to count as the last double crochet. Now I'll slip stitch into the remaining 5 chains of the foundation. To end the work, I'll slip stitch to the stitch on the body next to where I started at the beginning of the row. Then I'll cut off the yarn and sew in the yellow tail end. Next, I'll make the top part of the tail using my red yarn. Into the red stitches of the body just above the bottom tail piece that I just made, I'm going to pull up a loop using my red yarn, this time around the post of the stitch at the middle. Then I'm just going to repeat what I did to make the bottom piece, this time using red. Pull up a loop around the post of the stitch, then chain 6 for the foundation chain, and chain 2 more to count as the first stitch. Next I'll double crochet 1 more into the 3rd chain from the hook, then create a picot, chain 3, and slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook. Then double crochet in the same stitch of the foundation chain as before. Next chain 2, and slip stitch into the same chain to count as the last stitch. And slip stitch into the remaining 5 chains of the foundation. To end the work, I'll slip stitch to the post of the stitch on the body next to where I started at the beginning of the row. And I'll cut off a long tail of yarn to sew the tail together. Here's what the doll looks like almost done. Now finally I need to embroider on the eyes to finish the doll. First I've added a few pins to each side to mark about where I want to place the eyes. These pins are going to make it easier to shape the eyes and make them more or less symmetrical. After fastening my thread to the doll, I'm first going to bring my needle out at the pin mark on one side of the eye. Then I'll put the needle through the other side of the eye and out of the same spot on the opposite eye on the other side. Then I'll gently pull the thread until the thread is draped just under the pin marks. And now I'll do the same thing on the other side. Put the needle through the other side of the eye and out the same spot on the opposite side. And gently pull the thread to drape it just under the pins. Now I'll repeat that several times to thicken my line. Now that I've gone back and forth across both eyes several times, I'm going to fasten the yarn down by adding several stitches both around my lines and through the actual face of the doll. So now I've finished with the eyes. Now I just need to add the teeth, which I'll embroider on with my white yarn. And now my dragon is done. I really love the way these guys turned out. I've wanted to make a dragon doll on the channel for a really long time. These little dragons could make a really cute gift, or you could attach a loop to the head to hang them from. I also think this is a really versatile design, and with a few minor adjustments you could make any number of animals using this pattern. But what do you guys think of these dragons? What other type of cute animal dolls should I make next? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you made a doll using this or any of my videos, I'd love to see your work. You can find my social media links in the description below, or tag me on Instagram at LizFairy. If you liked this video, you could press the like button or share it on social media, and if you'd really like to help out the channel, you can donate to my Patreon. You can get some pretty cool perks through Patreon, like seeing my videos early and ad-free. Find out more at patreon.com/fairyrings. You could also subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!